Welcome to Capital City News, your source for staying informed and engaged with Salt Lake City government. I'm your host, Brian Young with Salt Lake City TV. For our episode today, we spoke with the park rangers of the new Park Ranger program. Our History Minute is about the band, the Monkees. But before we get to those, we're going to take a look at our legislative update, our look backs, some public safety announcements, and our road construction update.
At its August 29th meeting, the City Council held their second Truth in Taxation hearing as required by state law for the new budget. They then adopted the final rate of tax levy for all city funds, including the library fund, and ratified the budget adopted by the Council in June 2022. To learn more, visit slc.gov/council. Uniformed park rangers are now serving visitors to Salt Lake City's parks and public spaces as part of a significant new program designed to bolster the experience of visitors to the city's beautiful outdoor public spaces. Mayor Mendenhall joined Council Chair Dan Dugan in officially introducing the new park rangers to the public at the International Peace Gardens.
It's a wonderful opportunity for the city to engage with our residents on a more friendly, welcoming environment.
To learn more about the Park Ranger program, please visit the Parks and Public Lands website. Salt Lake City Mayor Aaron Mendenhall, along with several key partners, celebrated the completion of the new Harrison Community Garden. The garden is located at 700 East Harrison Avenue, just south of Liberty Park. As the latest addition to Salt Lake City's Green City Growers program, the Harrison Garden is run by the nonprofit Wasatch Community Gardens and provides plots for as many as 50 gardeners to grow vegetables. This is the 8th active garden in Salt Lake City boundaries created through this program, which is facilitated by the city identifying city-owned or managed parcels located on properties with access to a water line and other conditions conducive to creating a successful and sustainable community garden.
Beyond creating a space for, that was grass, that is now a garden, we're creating and building a sense of community that will expand beyond the gates that you see here and reach far into the neighborhoods and to Salt Lake City.
Residents interested in renting a plot in their local community garden can contact Wasatch Community Gardens at 801-359-2658. The Salt Lake City Police Department joined Mayor Aaron Mendenhall, City Councilwoman Victoria Petro-Eschler, and Backman Elementary Principal Matthew Titer to announce the city's Safe Passage Initiative.
This initiative will include highly visible marked patrol officers who will saturate these areas to serve as a deterrent for any crime.
The increased patrols will continue for 2 weeks and will include traffic education and enforcement, bike and walking patrol, and highly visible police presence throughout the neighborhoods near the 3 identified schools. To learn more, visit slcpd.com. Salt Lake City is in need of crossing guards to help school children safely cross the streets as they walk to and from school. There are currently paid part-time positions available now. Apply today and help keep kids safe in Salt Lake City. Visit slc.gov/jobs for more information. Salt Lake City has begun installing 20 miles per hour speed limit signs throughout the city, marking the final step of implementing a recently adopted ordinance that lowers the speed limit from 25 miles per hour on local streets. The ordinance impacts approximately 420 miles, or 70% of the city's public streets. Replacing the approximately 575 signs from 25 miles per hour to 20 miles per hour will continue into August in order to increase safety on city streets. While lowering the speed limit is an important move, city officials recognize that this is only the first step towards safer, livable streets.
Salt Lake City's still in the swing of construction season, and we're going to take a look at our update this week at 2 projects, one at Highland Drive and the other on 21st South.
Highland Drive and 1100 East between I-80 and 1700 South is scheduled to be reconstructed in 2023. This corridor into Sugar House is in dire need of reconstruction and an update. You can look at highlandslc.org to get more information on the new roadway design. We'll be putting in a multi-use path. Road reconstruction will start summer of 2023, and we're coordinating with all the other projects in the area, both private and public. 2100 South between Yuma Street and 1100 East will be getting a new sewer line. We are updating our public utilities infrastructure to support the increasing population of the Sugar House neighborhood. This project should start in the spring of 2023.
That's it for our road construction update this week. Remember to stay engaged and informed about what's going on in construction in Salt Lake City. You can visit us at slc.gov/construction. For our interview this week, I spoke with a number of park rangers for Salt Lake City's new Park Ranger program.
My name is Noel. I'm a Salt Lake City Park Ranger, and I'm a part of the Park Ranger program that just started here recently.
I'm Vanessa, and I'm a Salt Lake City Park Ranger.
My name is Eric, and I'm a Salt Lake City Park Ranger.
I'm Libby Sneathen. I'm a Salt Lake City Park Ranger lead at Fairmont Park.
So the Ranger program is located in 4 major hubs, one in Liberty Park, one in Jordan Park, one in Fairmont Park, and one in Pioneer Park.
We've got the 4 hubs in those 4 parks, and then along with that we visit other areas in the city, other natural areas or parks, wherever there's a high density number of people or there just is a high usage.
We're going to try to be in the parks as much as possible. So we can't be in the parks every single day, but we're trying to spread ourselves as much as possible.
It's a huge variety of things, and it starts by getting out and seeing what the needs are on the park that day. So this can be anywhere as simple as trash pickup, answering questions about the park, location, education, these kinds of things, to removing invasive species, to working with the homeless community to find them resources through the VOA or the HEART program. Really, it's kind of whatever issues that arise that day, and in the near future, hopefully more programming with different community groups.
We make connections with the frequent users of the park, including the unsheltered population. We attend events such as the farmers market on Thursdays, and just make sure everything is in overall working order.
I think the biggest things that we would like to address are just kind of bridging the gap between community members and city government.
We're actually not police officers, so we won't be writing any tickets. We will be, our primary goal is to promote voluntary compliance through education. So if we do see somebody breaking a rule or not complying, then we're just going to go up to them and remind them of what the rules are, but we won't be writing any tickets.
The Park Ranger program is a response to a growing Salt Lake City that has a lot of diverse different issues, and that means that we need a lot of diverse approaches to deal with modern issues. So our role is voluntary compliance. A lot of the stuff that happens in our parks doesn't need law enforcement. When it does, we can reach out to them, and we urge people in our parks that if something is an emergency, still call the police, right? That is their job. Our job is volunteer compliance, education, and information, and we can kind of be the link between the two.
So one of the biggest questions that we've been getting from the public are, what is the difference between us and police? Like, why are there police in the parks at all? And I think that's a really great question, because there are issues that sometimes police need to address in the parks, but there are a lot of issues that don't necessarily need a police force present for. Like some of the social dynamics here, stuff with, people at the dog park or something like that, dogs off leash, those issues don't really necessarily need police attention, but it's a really good opportunity for us to give, to spread education and to kind of like share the guidelines.
Please say hello when we're in the parks. Wave us down if you need us, or if you don't, just come say hi, chat us up. If there's something further and we're not in the park or you don't see us that day, make sure to give the Public Lands Department a call or shoot them an email.
It's time again to take a look back at the history of Salt Lake City.
In 1968, the Monkees were one of the most popular musical acts in the world. To that point, all of their albums had reached #1 in the United States, and their hit television show had just wrapped up airing its second and final season. They set their sights on a movie and conceived of Head, a satirical musical adventure film. Though most of the film would be shot in California, a concert sequence was planned to be shot in Salt Lake City on May 17, 1968. The Monkees came to town, visited radio stations, and prepared for their concert, originally scheduled to be shot at Lagoon. Unfortunately, technical difficulties caused a last-minute venue change, and they ended up in the Valley Music Hall playing to 4,000 screaming fans, even though another 5,000 were still lined up at Lagoon. The Monkees recorded Mike Nesmith's original song Circle Sky there on the stage in the round, and they played it numerous times for the cameras. Then, the Monkees traveled up to Lagoon and did a free 30-minute show for everyone waiting there to see them in the first place. These were tiny shows compared to what they were accustomed to, usually filling arenas of 10,000 fans or more. As for the Valley Music Hall, it suffered fire damage in the 70s and is now known as the Bountiful Regional Center. The concert version of Circle Sky appeared in the final version of Head, though the film ended up being a critical failure and found life as more of a cult obscurity.
That's it for another episode of Capital City News. Remember, the best way to stay engaged is to stay informed. You can do that by following us on social media at SLC.gov, subscribing to us on YouTube, or watching us on Channel 17. So reporting in from Pioneer Park, I'm Brian Young.